I want to talk to you about the best rollover for business startups. So, of course, we are speaking about ROBS providers. Okay. So, the best ROBS 401k providers at a glance this year. So, let me first talk to you about the ROBS provider, then I'll give you an idea about what's happening in the industry. So, the first ROBS provider I want to share with you is Guidant Financial. So, Guidant Financial is really great when it comes to overall service, support, and protection. I mean, I love the fact that their customer service is really knowledgeable. Okay, basically, they will actually will they have a funding speed of 2 to 3 weeks, so that's really good. I mean, when it comes to Rob's provision, 2 to 3 weeks is really fast. It's more than decent. Okay, they are actually charging you about 140 to $175 every every month. So that's the monthly maintenance fee, and the initial setup fee is about 5 grand. Okay, so something to really think about. And in terms of the kind of services they provide, they do a creation of C corporation, retirement plan management, internal and external legal counsel, ongoing compliance review, business valuation services, and also lifelong support for updates and amendments. This is kind of cool. And you have full audit protection that really covers all costs of legal representations if audited. Okay, and so but remember they're charging you 5 grand. Okay, for the setup fee and 150, 175 to every single month. The minimum required balance here is 50 grand. Okay, this is something to really think about. And one thing I want to say here is that Guidant Financial is one of the most expensive providers in my list today. So if you think about the combination of initial setup fees and monthly recurring costs, okay, you are paying a lot, but you get what you pay for because this provider offers a wide range of services and benefits that can end up saving you an even greater amount of time and money over time. So this is kind of important. Let me give you an example. Let's say you get audited by the IRS or Department of Labor, for instance. Guidance Financial will cover all costs associated with representing your business. Okay, so if you think about it, this could really end up costing way more than 5 grand. If you're looking for the best rollover for business startups providers, I want you to think about My Solo 401k Financial. So this provider is great for your business if it has fewer than 30 plan participants. The initial setup fee here is $3,000. So they're charging you $3,000 right off the bat to set you up, actually. Now, there is a monthly maintenance fee, so you pay nothing for the first year. And after that, you are paying $75 every month, or they can charge you an annual fee of $8.99. Okay? And you also have an additional $75 annually for each additional participant. And the funding speed here is 2 to 3 weeks and sometimes 4 weeks. So they will help you with C Corp formation, corporation bank account setup, tax form preparation, retirement plan management, ongoing compliance updates and amendments. Okay. But their legal support is not as comprehensive as what you have with Guidant Financial. So they give you legal support, but this can be limited. Same thing for audit protection. And the minimum required balance is actually 30 grand. Okay. So overall, what I love about My Solo 401k Financial is that they charge you some of the lowest, some of the lowest initial setup fees on the market, and it has the second lowest monthly recurrent maintenance fee of the providers that I've actually covered in today's conversation. Its pricing, however, only covers up to 10 plan participants without additional charges being incurred. Okay, so this is something to really be mindful of. So once the number of participants grows larger, it may be more cost effective to choose another ROPS provider. Okay, so something to really think about. And God forbid, if you get audited, you do not want to rely on My Solo 401k Financial because they charge you. They actually provide limited legal support. They don't provide full legal support like Guidance Financial does. Next, you have IRA Financial Group. So this is another rollover for business startups provider, and this player is actually great for flexible minimum balance requirements because the initial setup fee is pretty decent, $3,500. The monthly maintenance fee is $100. Okay, funding speed here you have 2 to 3 weeks and most likely 4 weeks. In terms of Rob's services provided, you have the creation of a C corporation, retirement plan management, consultation with an in-house tax professional, creation of business bank accounts, so that's kind of cool, oversight of funds transfers, but also tax form preparation. Okay, and in terms of legal support, you have limited support, but for tax and ERISA support, you do have full support. And for audit protection, you have lifetime IRS audit support. So this is pretty good. And the minimum required balance, there is none, but 30 grand is recommended if you want to really get the best from the IRA Financial Group. Okay, so IRA Financial Group is actually can be a good fit for your business if you don't have sufficient funds in your retirement account, but you still want to utilize a ROBS to get tax and penalty free access to those funds. Okay, so one thing I want to say here is that just remember that Rob's provision is actually something. It's more of a packaged service. Okay, so don't just look at one product or one service. Look at the whole package. So with IRA Financial, you can get several value-added perks. For example, the company offers an HSA and Coverdale account for 1 year, valued at $920. You can also get up to $1,500 in total tax credits over a period of 3 years, and potentially get a $5,000 startup tax credit to reduce the effective cost of setting up a 401k plan down to zero. So this is really cool from a flexibility point of view. Next, you have business funding trust. Okay, so if you're looking for the best ROBS providers, think about business funding trust. And this tool is actually great for lower long-term cost. If you're looking for a long-term cost at a very low level, think about this player. Of course, they're charging a lot of cash to start with. They're charging you 49.50, so 4,950. So that's 5 grand. There is no monthly maintenance fee, so that's pretty good. In terms of funding speed, you have 2 to 4 weeks. So this player will help you with creation of C corporation, the setup of corporate bank accounts, the rollover of funds to a business bank account. So that's really good. And you have retirement plan management. So this is pretty good. In terms of support, legal support, it provides up to a 10 grand in legal fee coverage, and also audit protection. It includes IRS audit protection. It does not actually provide legal support or even audit protection for DOL audits. Okay, Department of Labor. So if you are looking, the minimum required balance is actually $50,000. So long story short, if you are looking for a ROBS solution that has, let's say, the lowest long-term cost, you should really consider a business funding trust. Okay, this is the only provider in my list today with no monthly recurring fees. It can also provide you with a federal tax credit of up to $1,500, and this further reduces the effective cost of the rollover. It charges no monthly maintenance fees because it provides you with a no-cost alternative to the traditional third-party administration of your plan in the first place. So this comes in the form of an administration kit containing instructions on how you can maintain your ROBS in compliance with tax, federal, and state regulations. If you require additional assistance, you still have the option of having Business Funding Trust walk you through the process for an additional fee. However, it offers legal to no legal support, okay, little to legal support, legal it does offer little to no legal support or audit assistance. So their team consists of a pension attorney, a retirement plan specialist, and a corporate attorney. But otherwise, they make no mention of services that you yourself can actually use. So just be mindful of that. Next, I want you to think about Pango Financial. So if you're looking for the best rollover for business startups, think about Pango Financial. And so Pango Financial is great for simple ROBS transactions. So the initial setup fee is about $4,700. You have a monthly response fee of 129, and the funding speed goes from 2 to 3 weeks. So this is pretty decent also. And in terms of the ROBS services provided, you have the creation of C corporation, business valuation, retirement plan management, 24/7 online account management, corporate bank account setup and rollover assistance. So that's really good. And you also have some kind of legal support. It's kind of limited, but it is still decent anyway. In terms of audit protection, here you have a limited process also. Now, this app, this not app, this service provides assistance to your accountant or CPA just in case something happens. Okay, so the required balance, like at a very minimum, is $30,000. $30,000 minimum required balance, but that balance can vary. Okay, so Pango Financial's ROBS product is called the Dream Spark, the Dream Spark plan, and I actually recommend it if you have a simple rollover transaction. This is because Pango Financial's legal and audit services are not as comprehensive in coverage as other providers in today's conversation, like Guidance Financial or My Solo 401k Financial. Now, Pango Financial does have an online customer forum where business owners can share advice with one another. So that's really good. Something that many providers do not offer. Okay. So other services that are unique to Pango Financial include registered agent services for the first year. So that's really good. We have an online instructional guide and also an online status checker. Now, a money back guarantee is also provided, and it states that if you can be entitled to a refund of the setup fee if you do not receive all the services you were promised in the engagement agreement. So this is kind of cool from a flexibility point of view. You all, you also have a friend fund. So if you're looking for the best ROBS providers this year, think about friend fund. And friend fund is great for expertise in franchises. Okay, and they're charging you about 5 grand. This is the initial setup fee, and monthly maintenance fee is about 155. So 155 every month, and the funding speed is as fast as 10 days. You have a creation of C corporation, unlimited consultations with a plan specialist, retirement plan management, setup of corporate bank accounts, and issuance of stock certificates. You also have attorney consultation, so that's really good from a flexibility point of view. So in terms of legal support, you have internal and external support offered. Same thing for audit protection. Okay, you can have internal or external counsel available. Okay, the minimum required balance is $50,000. Okay, $50,000. That's really what they need from you. So, Friend Fund's team has the knowledge and expertise to help a wide range of businesses complete ROBS. Okay. However, working with franchises is actually their specialty because they have a history of working with the nuances involved with this type of business structure. Okay. So, in addition to fast funding speeds, they also offer what they call the SafeNet program. SafeNet program. So you are able to move funds ahead of time into an IRA pending the completion of the other typical requirements of the requirements for ROBS. Okay. If you decide not to finalize the ROBS, Safety net allows you to keep the funds in an IRA without having to reverse the transaction or initiate a refund. So this is kind of cool because you want to have that level once again of autonomy. Okay. And finally, like most Rob's providers, Friend Fund actually they have an impeccable audit trail. Historically, less than 1% of their plans have ever been audited by the IRS or DOL, with no plans having been ever having been disqualified. So this is really cool, and you can schedule a free consultation and review of other financing options such as SBA loans, equipment leasing, payroll services, payment processing, but also business insurance. If you're looking for the best ROPS providers this year, think about Bennett Trends. You're gonna love Bennett Trends. So Bennett Trends is actually great for fast funding speeds for non-franchise owners. Okay, the initial setup fee is 5 grand. The monthly maintenance fee goes from $155 to $195. Funding speed as fast as 10 days. So they actually can help with the creation of C corporation, the retirement plan management, administrative support, ongoing support for reporting and compliance review, but also tax form preparation. They do offer legal support. They also have an audit shield protection that guarantees compliance if you adhere to terms and conditions. Okay. And the required minimum balance is about 50 grand. Okay. So what I love here is that if you need funding quickly, Benetrends is a good option, and it has one of the fastest funding speeds into this conversation. Although it may appear to have similar funding speeds to Friend Funds, to Friend Fund, Benetrends typically funds more quickly for non-franchise owners. So Friend Fund, by comparison, specializes in franchises but has a slower average funding speed for other types of businesses. So something to really keep in mind. So overall, fantastic. So let me give you the overview here. So if you think about the best ROBS provider, you want to pay attention to a few things. You want to pay attention to setup and recurring maintenance fees, the ease of a transaction process. You want to think about the extent of legal and audit support, especially if you get inquiries from DOL and IRS. Think about the money back guarantees that the ROBS provider is offering. Track record of compliance with the regulatory requirements, ongoing compliance support, funding speed, customer reviews and ratings, and also the minimum required rollover amount. Okay, that's an important element to think about. But one thing I want you to remember is that there are some alternatives to a ROBS. Okay, in the event that you don't qualify for a ROBS or are simply exploring all of your financing options, you might want to think about 401k financing, SBA loan. You can also think about personal loan for business purposes. That exists also. You have angel investors. You have venture capital. So angel investors, in exchange for equity in your company, angel investors can provide seed money to startups with limited resources. There is no repayment obligation like financing with a traditional loan. And angel investors, you typically go through a less formal process. But venture capital, I mean, similar to angel funding, obtaining funding from a venture capitalist provides a debt-free financing option where ownership stakes can be offered in exchange for funding. Okay, you also have friends and family loan, so you do have a lot of possibilities here. So, in conclusion to this conversation, I spoke to you about the best ROBS providers. Those ROBS providers include Guidance Financial, My Solo 401k Financial, IRA Financial Group, Business Funding Trust, Pango Financial, Friend Funds, Bennett Trends. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.